She's never shown her face on screen, but the actress behind the Mandalorian's armorer, Emily Swallow, is exposing the truth about her character to SlashFilm. In Chapter 19 of The Mandalorian, Din Djarin has officially redeemed himself in the eyes of his covert spiritual leader, the Armorer. Din, of course, became an apostate after removing his helmet, something the Mandalorians of his tribe are forbidden to do once they don it in a ceremony. To remedy his state, the Armorer gave him one option.
I must continue to the mines of Mandalore, so that I may be redeemed.
Of course, she didn't think Din could do it. The planet Mandalore is supposedly still ruined after the events of the Night of a Thousand Tears, making his mission, in theory, near impossible. Though the planet is still destroyed, the air is now breathable, so Din, Grogu, and Bo-Katan Kryze travel to the mines. After their mission is accomplished, they return to the Armorer's covert to have his status as an apostate lifted. Not only that, the Armorer graciously extends the same courtesy to Bo-Katan. Though Bo-Katan doesn't follow this covert's rules, the act of acceptance clearly affects her. Since we first learned about the restriction on a Mandalorian removing their helmet, it seemed a little harsh. It's only this particular tribe that has the rule, and the Armorer isn't making exceptions for Din, no matter what he's been through. However, the Armorer has never seemed to be anything but fair, holding the line for her faith but not cruel to those who don't follow it in the same way. SlashFilm recently spoke with Armorer actress Emily Swallow about the show and asked her about the motivation behind her character's balance of strictness and support. In addition to creating Beskar armor and working on weaponry, the Armorer is the moral authority for her covert. After Mandalore was destroyed, its people were scattered around the galaxy, making that kind of moral authority all the more important. Discussing how her character keeps traditions alive for her people, Swallow said, "I'd like to think she is somebody who upholds what is sacred and what is true. She's the one who's sort of been the heart and the soul of the Mandalorian people, and reminding them what has held them together." The actress continued, "The creed is something that many of them have felt not worth holding to, but through everything that's happened, it is the thing that has held most of them together, and it is the thing that has seemed most true to them." This doesn't make her dogmatic, though. She's still open to hearing and learning, as she's shown several times. She accepts Grogu into Din's clan of two, and assigns Din to be Grogu's father when she learns of his feelings and his quest. While she initially doesn't believe that Mandalore is accessible, she proves willing to listen when Din tells her about the traveler who reached the surface. When he returns, she seems to have no problem about having been proven wrong. Finally, despite the harsh things she'd previously said about Bo-Katan's beliefs, she's willing to offer her a sense of redemption without Bo-Katan even needing to ask. Emily Swallow further described the Armorer by saying, "She is also somebody who I think wants what is best for her people, and is open to listening. We talked a lot about that while we were shooting this season, about the importance of being willing to listen to conflicting ideas. If nothing else, I think the Armorer is willing to listen. But just because she's willing to listen doesn't mean she's not firm in her beliefs. According to Swallow, that doesn't always mean she agrees, but she's not afraid to listen to opposing viewpoints. I think she knows that's an important part of dialogue and an important part of growth. She's not afraid of conflict." Swallow says she's been approached by fans about the Armorer's treatment of Din when she tells him he's a Mandalorian no more. Some people have looked to her for answers about how her character could kick him out of the group, and she shared her response with us. "I said, I didn't do anything to him. That was a creed. That was an oath that he had willingly taken. Then he willingly made the choice to remove his helmet. When you make a choice, there are consequences. That doesn't mean that's a bad thing." Swallow went on to conclude, "We learned so much from going against decisions that we've made. He maybe didn't fully weigh the pros and cons of that decision in the moment, but he knew there would be consequences. Though the Armorer appears tough, she's merely showing him the consequences of his own choices. She doesn't condemn or ask others to do it for her. She's telling Din what he already knows. He broke the rules, and there's a price. She's not judging Bo-Katan for her choices either, and says she can leave anytime. In short, she's a fascinating character, and we can't wait to see how she develops."
Do you respect my station?
I do.